This is how you can use Canvas with your Discord.js version 14 bot, so let's go and get started. Before I show you how to do this, I would like to quickly say that if you're interested in getting a bot package from me, go ahead and click the links in the description below to get to the server shop. Currently, I have 3 bot packages here. All of the features are within these, and I will be making more shortly. I am also selling source code from this video and all the videos on my channel by purchasing a God tier on Discord or a super God tier on YouTube. So if you're interested in this or the server shop, go ahead and click the links in the description below to get some more information on that. And with that, we can go ahead and get into the code. So the first thing that you're going to actually have to go ahead and do is do npm I canvas within your terminal. This is the command right here. This is going to allow you to install the canvas package and use all of its features. So next, we can actually go ahead and move over to community, and we can go ahead and create canvas.js. We're just going to be using this to test the canvas package. I'm not going to be integrating this into any features quite yet. This is just going to be drawing a very basic canvas so that you can figure out how this actually works. So then we can do const, and we're going to get our / command builder. We can get our embed builder, and we can also get our attachment builder. And then we can do equals require, and we're going to go ahead and get discord.js. Then we can do const, and we're going to get create canvas. We can get image, and then we can do equals require, and we can get our canvas package just like that. Then we can go ahead and do module.exports, and we can open this up. We're going to get our data, which is going to be our new / command builder here. We can start off by setting a name. This is going to be our canvas. And then we can go ahead and set a description here. We can go ahead and say canvas testing. And finally, we can just go ahead and add a comma. We're going to do async executes. We can go ahead and get our interaction, and we can open this up here. So the first thing that we're actually going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and create our canvas. So we can do const canvas, and we can do equals create canvas. And this is going to be the resolution of your canvas. So I'm going to do 1920 by 1080. You can do any resolution you would like. Just keep this resolution in mind, because when you're putting objects onto the canvas, this is going to be the resolution that you're going to be working with. Then we can do const ctx equals canvas.get context. So ctx stands for context, and we're going to go ahead and get 2D. Then we can go ahead and start off by just setting a background color. You do not need to have a background color, but I'm going to show you how to do that. So we can start off by doing ctx.fill style, and that is going to be equal to blue. You could also get a hex code or any other color. We can do ctx.fill rect, and this is going to be 0, 0, and we can do canvas width, and we can also get our canvas.height. And then after we do that, we can actually go ahead and make our image. So as of now, our canvas has a blue background color. So if we look at the example here, this is what our canvas looks like so far. So now we're going to go ahead and write an image, and then we can go ahead and write some text. So we can do const image equals new image. And this is all with the canvas function, by the way. So we're going to go ahead and do image.src equals, and this is going to be the image that you want to use. So I've just gone ahead and found a image on the internet of a shark. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste that image link in there. And then after you do that, we can actually go ahead and onload the image. So we can do image.onload, and we're going to do equals async function, and we can actually open that function up. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is draw that image. So we can do our ctx.draw image. We can do our image. We're going to get the location of the image on the canvas, and then we can get the dimensions of the image. So the location is going to be where on this plane you want the image to be. So remember how I said 1920 by 1080 is going to be important? This is where it's going to come into play. So let's say I want the image to just be somewhere in the center. We have to find the center of 1920 by 1080. So we could just do like 700, 700. It doesn't really matter where we're going to put it, but we'll just put it there to start. Then for the dimensions, I'm going to make this a square, so we can do 500 by 500. Then we can do our ctx.fill style, and we're going to go ahead and set this equal to black, because now we're actually going to go ahead and set a text. So we can do ctx.fill text, and this is going to be any text you want. So we could say this is a shark, and this is going to be the location of that text. So we can go ahead and do the same thing that we did before. Maybe we can just put it a little bit under. So for our X value, we're going to do 700, and for our Y value, maybe we can do like 500 or something like that. Now, the other thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to set the font and the size. So we can do ctx.font equals, and we can just do 100px, and we're going to leave the font to default. You can go ahead and change the px to make the size bigger if you would like. So now we have our basic image here. We have our text and we have our image, and it's all on a blue background within our canvas. So we can actually go ahead and send this and see what it looks like. So we can do const buffer equals, and we can do canvas.toBuffer, and we're going to get image-png or /png. Then we can do const attachment equals new attachment builder, and we're going to get our buffer, and we can also get our name, which is going to be image.png. So now that we have our buffer and attachment ready to go, we can actually just go ahead and send this within an embed. So we can do const embed equals new embed builder, and we're going to go ahead and set a color. This is going to be a blurple for me, and we can go ahead and set an image as well. We can go ahead and get attachment. We can do : / we can do image.png. So it's going to be the same image that we actually went ahead and set within the attachment. So now we can go ahead and send this. We're going to do await interaction.reply. We can get our embeds, and we're going to get our embed. And then finally, we can get to our files, which is going to be attachment. Now, the last thing that you could do is you could go ahead and get an error for that image on load. So you could do image.on error, and we could go ahead and open up a function here as well. And then all we would have to do is just console.log this error, and we can do failed to load image or something like that. Now, the reason we're doing this is because sometimes the image is not going to load for whatever reason. We can just go ahead and specify that within our console, saying it failed to load, so that you know that something went wrong and that you can go ahead and actually fix that. So right now we've gone ahead and created a blue background canvas, and we've gone ahead and filled that background in. Then we went ahead and drew an image on top of that. As you can see, we drew that image here with the image src. Then we went ahead and set the fill style to black, and we set the font and the size to 100px, and then we went ahead and put some text on here. So that is our canvas so far. Now there's a couple things I want to mention. It is very important that you follow an order within your code. So let's say you were to put the fill rect and you were to set the background to blue after you set the image and the font. The background would just completely cover the image and the font. So that's what I mean by it matters what order you put this in. If you want something to overlap, or you want the background to work, or whatever it is, just make sure you have it in the correct order. Okay, so now that we have the order correct and we understand everything with this and how it works, we can actually go ahead and turn this on and test this out. All right, so now that we have everything set up, we can actually go ahead and run our canvas command, and we can actually go ahead and send it. Now, as you can see here, we have our canvas. Now, this is not set up very well. So if we actually go ahead and open this, and we can zoom in pretty far, we see our text. This is a shark. We also see the shark image, but it's not fully on the canvas. And we have our blue background. So this is just an example of it working, but not really, because our dimensions are a little bit off. So let's go ahead and go back into the code and see if we can tweak that. So to start off, we're going to actually go ahead and move that image up a bit. So we put it at 700, 700. Let's move that Y up, because the X was pretty much in the middle, but the Y was a little bit low. So let's take that back up to maybe 500. Now for this sizing, we're actually going to go ahead and increase this a little bit, maybe 600, 600, because it's a bit small as it is. So now we can actually go ahead and tweak our fill text. So for our text, we're actually going to go ahead and move this down. So for the X, we're probably going to keep that the same. But for the Y, let's just go ahead and bring this down to maybe around 650, or maybe we can just do 600 for now. The other thing, we're going to actually go ahead and set this as a font, even though the font might not exist for this project, because the text size was a little bit small, and I think that's because we did not include a font. So let's just go ahead and see if this tweak made any difference. All right, so we can actually go ahead and run this command now. And when we run it, as you can see, it moved the shark up a little bit, and it moved the text below that shark. So let's just go ahead and change this again to see if we can make it work. Okay, so we're still going to have to move that image up a little bit here. So we have 500. Let's just take this up maybe to 300. And I'm also going to go ahead and move this a little bit to the left so we can do 650. Then for this, I'm actually going to go ahead and move that text back down, because I realize that the order is not correct for that as well. And for the text, we're actually going to go ahead and move that down a little bit as well. So for our Y, maybe we could do 700 as well. So now that we've made this, let's go ahead and see if this makes a difference. So we can go ahead and run this command one more time here. And as you can see, at this time, it works a little bit better. So the shark is in the middle more. It's a little bit up. The text here could probably be a little bit down or in the middle or whatever. You could tweak it however you want there. There's definitely a lot of things you could do with this to make it a lot better. And honestly, this image is kind of just to test out and to show you that this is how the canvas works. This is how you can set everything up. And this is how you have to tweak it a little bit to get what you actually want. So that's just the basics of setting up the canvas. The NPM package has pretty much everything you need on documentation for this, so you can just go ahead and go to the link in the description below to get all of that information. You can draw lines, you can draw a bunch of other stuff, You can also go ahead and load your custom font. There's like a ton of different things you can do, and it should all be in the documentation. The other thing here is if you go ahead and do ctx dot, it's going to go ahead and give you a bunch of different functions. So if you're looking for one and you don't know what the name is, you can just go ahead and scroll down through here until you find the one that you would like. So like a line dash might be what you're looking for, or a stroke, or a translate, or transform, or something like that. If you need a function, you can do that as well. It's with the autocomplete. But other than this, there's a ton of other implications for this with your Discord bot. There's welcome messages, there's invite leaderboards, there's a bunch of different things you could use. The last thing that you should keep in mind is Canva Cord is more oriented to Discord. So this is going to be more like a canvas for like an XP card, and it's very like a Discord embed. So if you're trying to set something pretty basic like a Discord avatar, current XP, and you don't want it to be as customizable as the canvas, you can just go ahead and use Canva Cord's package and use this as a reference to set that as well. I'll link this in the description below. But the reason we're using the canvas package is because this is 100% customizable. There's no like default values like an avatar or whatever. If you wanted an avatar, you would have to set that on your own. So that's you can make an advanced canvas command using your Discord.js version 14 bot. If you do need any help with this, go ahead and join the server in the description below and use our help channels here, and we'll be happy to help you out. And you might as well just join anyways, because this is a pretty good coding community. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.